Hey there, Bitizens, and welcome to the Killer Bits. My name is Francesca, and today we have something super awesome happening with this week's Chronicle Runescape Legends video. And that is because Jagex have reached out to me, because on the 13th of July, their newest legend, Morvran, is going to be hitting the game. And they sent me images of 3 never-before-seen Morvran cards to reveal to you guys. So that's pretty goddamn awesome, and thank you to Jagex for reaching out. So I'm going to be showing you guys these cards in order. So I'll show you the Sapphire card, then the Emerald card, and then the Ruby card. No diamonds, unfortunately, but, you know, diamonds can't always be a girl's best friend. And the theme for the cards that I've been sent is Kalphites and Ogres. So let's get this Ogre with, as I show you guys Gorad, the Sapphire 4 damage 2 health Ogre. And you can see he is an aggressive card. So for those of you who don't know, aggressive is a new mechanic being added with Morvran, where the monster hits you before you hit it. So you're going to take a hit from this monster when you fight it, even if you can kill it in one hit. Unless you get it down to 0 health before you fight it, you know, with something like a Count Draenor where you can steal health. If it's dead when you counter it, it's not going to hit you. Let's be reasonable here. So this is Gorad, and his effect is that you remove health from your next creature equal to Gorad's attack. So if you kill Gorad, you'll take a hit for 4, and then you'll siphon... Well, you actually won't siphon 4 health, you'll remove 4 health. So it's not like Count Draenor where you kill him and he gives you the health back. You kill Gorad, but you don't get the health back. And to me, this maybe makes me question his usefulness, because cards like, you know, Count Draenor or Sergeant Slimetoes or Kale maybe provide you with the same kind of reach as Gorad without you taking as much damage. So I'm kind of wondering how useful he is. I could see him being comboed with Fenkenstrain, where, for example, Fenkenstrain, you kill him, it adds 3 attack to both your next creature and your opponent's next creature. So you could choose to increase Gorad's attack, take a hit of 7, and then kill something by removing 7 health from it. That's kind of how it works. But, I mean, I'm always wary of taking health in Chronicle. I think that, like, you should be a bit more conservative with your health than some people are. So Gorad, I'm not convinced. But he is an ogre, so he's adding to the Ogre family, where we currently have a Ogre Chieftain, Ogre Warlord, Joga Shaman, and Ogre Brute, which is kind of a crap card, but we'll leave that for now. That's a topic for another day. And that brings us to our next card, which is a Slayer Task. So Slayer Tasks, again, being added with Morvran. They are Morvran-type cards. And this task, for each Ogre slain, and that's in the chapter alone, so it's not across the entire game. You can't spend the entire game killing Ogres and then play a Slayer Task. That's not how this works. You add 2 copies of Bones to your rival's deck. And Bones, I don't know if you can see there, 1 damage to both legends if you play it. 0 gold cost for both. So you're putting cards, you're slotting cards into your opponent's deck and basically bloating their deck by killing ogres. And this you could see comboing, for example, quite well with Melzar the Mad, where you add 1 Tainted Cabbage to your opponent's hand and I believe 2 Tainted Cabbages to their deck, where you're just filling their deck with crap so that when they draw their 3 cards at the end of the turn, they're not getting useful stuff, they're just getting these bloat cards. And I think this could be a very interesting strategy, a very interesting deck strategy, where you start the game, you know, killing a bunch of ogres, killing Melzar, and then Toughened Warrioring and messing up your opponent's deck. It's a very kind of interesting kind of strategy. My main issue at the moment with this is the kind of lack of ogres. I mean, yes, we have Gorad, but again, I don't feel like he provides that much reach. And then the other ogres that we have, like I said, Joga Shaman is a good card. Ogre Chieftain and Ogre Warlord are both good cards, and you do see them played in AP decks, for example, or to counter AP stacking, or to counter armor stacking. Ogre Brute I think is rubbish, but I don't see these Ogre cards and this Toughened Warrior card synergizing that well in a deck. And I think that Jagex will have to release a few more Ogres before we maybe see this Gorad Toughened Warrior strategy coming into play. But, like, that's just my opinion on the Ogre decks, obviously. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I personally think we need to see a few more Ogres before we're gonna start, you know, bringing them out. I'm not gonna make another Ogre pun. Anyway, the last card I got to show you guys is Kalphite Marauder. So we're getting into the Kalphite territory now. And this is a Ruby card. It is a 6 damage, 6 health monster, which gives 3 armor as a reward. So the 3 armor I think is quite important, because it means that if you have 3 base, you kill it, you take a hit of 6, but you get 3 armor in return. So it's kind of like taking a hit of 3. That's how I tend to look at these things. So this is a very, very killable creature, especially if you're on, your 3 base. Although, saying that, you could, Gorad into the Kalphite Marauder and only take 4 damage. So there's an option. Anyway, so this is going to be playing into Kalphite decks, and I have a feeling that Kalphite decks are going to be quite good with Morvran. I've got this, I don't know, this feeling that they're going to be good. So his effect is draw an equipment with a weapon reward. And that's a very specific clause, with a weapon reward. And there are loads of equipments out there with weapon rewards. Loads of them. You got Sarah Sword and Dragon Long just to get you started. And you go all the way up to the diamond card, Abyssal Whip. We're not going to include Tetsu Katana because that's Linza only. That's just going out the window. Doesn't happen. You're not going to draw it. I'm sorry. But Abyssal Whip, basically Kalphite Marauder. If you only have Abyssal Whip in your deck, Kalphite Marauder guarantees your Abyssal Whip draw. So I think that's a strategy that could be quite effective to guarantee that draw in order to set up some sort of combo, maybe with, I don't know, bigger Kalphites. But this is definitely an interesting card, and I think this is the one out of all 3 that I'm most excited to try and build a deck around and to try and play. The other thing that's an equipment with a weapon reward is Keris. Now, there's this running joke in the community about Keris and Keris decks, because on April Fool's, Unforgiven on the forums posted what he called his Keris deck, which was just a really bad deck that had Keris in it. And then a load of players got that it was an April Fool's and were like, oh, I love this deck. This deck is amazing. This deck made me climb 8 billion ranks. But I think with Kalphite Marauder and with the new cards that Jagex are adding, Keris actually could be fairly viable, and using Kalphite Marauder to draw Keris in order to kill more Kalphites in your Kalphite deck could definitely be a thing, because as you can see on the screen, Keris, you draw a weapon and you deal damage to all your Kalphites for the next chapter, basically. So it's there's definitely potential there, and I'm really hyped. I'm really hyped to see this. But what do you guys think of these last 3 cards? What do you think of the Ogres? What do you think of the Kalphites? How do you think Morvran's going to be? Let me know in the comments below. These are just some of the kind of ideas I've come up with being shown these 3 cards, and thinking how they could slot into the game. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Jagex have told me that Bones isn't going to have any, other effects outside of bloating someone's deck. It's like a tainted cabbage. It's not like a cannonball at this point in time. So that's something to be aware of, when you start doing theory crafting and what have you. But yeah, what do you think of Morvran? I can't wait to play him, and I can't wait to make decks for you guys to play him as well. I'm really excited to do something a bit different, because these Slayer tasks and this aggressive state, I think it's going to be really, really good. But yeah, that's about it. Beyond that, if you've liked this video and you think this is pretty cool, hit that thumbs up button. Again, thank you to Jagex for giving me this opportunity. Beyond that, if you want to get social with us, we have a Facebook. You can like us. I feel like you should like us. Facebook.com/thekillbits. And if you're feeling a bit stalkerish, you can follow us on Twitter. It's not stalkerish. Dude, everyone does it. It's fine. At the Kilobits, or if you want to follow me, at Jagex. And yeah, if you want to kind of give back to the Kilobits for the content that we make, Patreon, as always, patreon.com/thekillbits. And if you want to see me deck crafting, dungeoneering, failing, winning, and everything in between on Chronicle, as well as some other games, I have a Twitch, twitch.tv/Jagex. I will catch you guys next week with an actual deck. I know you guys have been asking for a lot of Raptor stuff. I need to get Barricade and Cold Beast, and it'll make you this bitch in armor dick Raptor deck. That's what it's going to be called, the bitch in armor dick Raptor deck. Thanks for watching, catch you guys next week, and have a great day.